Why do Muslims not believe in Jesus to be the Son of God? Because God can do anything.
Right, so the question is, why do Muslims not believe in Jesus to be the Son of God? Because God can do anything. Okay. Well, the point is that what do we mean by the expression Son of God? Because in the Bible we read that Adam was the Son of God, Jacob was the Son of God, David was the Son of God, Isaac was the Son of God. And we also read that as many as are led by the Spirit of God are the sons of God. So, sons of God, according to the Bible, and the followers of the Bible at the time understood what it meant. It means a godly person. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, that means whosoever follows the commandments of God Almighty, they are the sons of God. They are righteous people. They are godly people. You see, the problem arose when Christianity reached Rome, because they followed Greek mythology. They believe in, for example, Jupiter to be the Son of God. So Jupiter comes down to earth in the form of a man, cohabitates with a woman, and a son is born. So that's the Son of God. Also, we have to bear in mind that in the time of Jesus, Augustus was the emperor of Rome, and he was called the Son of God. His father was Julius Caesar, who was called God. Temples were built in his name, where he was worshipped. So you see, they took it literally. They didn't go by the expression. And also it's important to bear in mind that in John chapter 4 verse 24, we are told that God is a spirit. So how can a spirit have a son physically? How? So also we must bear in mind that metaphorically speaking, spiritually, God Almighty created us all. Therefore, metaphorically speaking, spiritually speaking, we are children of God and He is our Father. But not physically, because He is a spiritual being. So, if John says God Almighty is a spiritual being, how can He have a son physically? How? Now, coming to the second part of your question, you said that God Almighty can do anything. Now, the point is, can God Almighty do anything? Well, the fact is that He can't, because God Almighty will only do godly things. He won't do devilish things. Also, if you think about it, can God Almighty throw you out of His kingdom? Can He? Well, He can't, because everywhere lies His domain, so He can't. But that shows His greatness, because wherever you see, wherever you think about, lies His kingdom. Then, can God Almighty create another God like Himself? He can't. Because if He creates another God, that will be created, and He Himself is uncreated. Therefore, He can't. So, we come to the conclusion then that Jesus, peace be upon Him, was a Son of God in the sense that He was a righteous person, He was a godly person, He was also Christ, or Masih, which means He was anointed or appointed to be the mighty messenger of God, mighty prophet of God.